Greetings from the beautiful San Francisco Bay. It's easy to forget what Thanksgiving is about, and I've just always associated it with too much food and arguing with family members. But I was thinking of all the things I have to be grateful for. And despite most of my life being a creative and financial struggle, look where I get to live. Well, most people in the world never get a day like this. Most of the world has never once been on an aircraft, ever. And although at times it's been a tremendous struggle, I have managed to somehow survive and sometimes thrive being a creative, being an artist. And I woke up this morning and I remembered a story about a Thanksgiving I went to. I was living in LA and I flew home to Chicago, and it was a frozen tundra. And we finished dinner and my mother went to go take a bath, and my father said, "Hey, listen, on the right side of the coat closet in the hallway, there is 6 fur coats, and I want you to throw them in the dumpster." I said, "Why would I do that?" And he said, "She has newer fur coats. She doesn't need these ratty old dried out ones. She looks like a hobo." Dad said, and I said to my dad, I was like, "Can't we just donate them or something?" He's like, "No, I can't be bothered with that." So I took the 6 fur coats, I threw them in the back of his black Suburban, and I drove an hour to downtown Chicago. And I drove to Lower Wacker Drive, which is an underground street where all the homeless people hang out in the cold, to be near the heat exchange registers. And I pulled up and everyone looked nervous because, I don't know, I'm in a black Suburban. They probably thought I was a cop or something. And I said, "Hey everyone, happy Thanksgiving." No one said a word. I said, "Are there any ladies here?" No one said a word. And finally, I said, "Does anybody here want a full-length mink coat?" And they still had my mother's name embroidered on the inside. And I saw a hand go up, and a lady walked over out from cardboard boxes, and I put this full-length mink coat on her. And she said, "Happy Thanksgiving, God bless you." And then another one came out, and I put a full-length fox on her. And I gave out 6 fur coats to homeless people. And I know there are going to be people chiming in the comments about how fur coats are bad. And yeah, nobody does them anymore. It's not really a thing. But if you experience 40 degrees below zero living outside, you'd probably kill a dozen minks with your bare hands and teeth. And even though this character trait didn't really pass down to my dad, my grandfather always used to say, "Do a mitzvah every day." And a mitzvah is a Jewish word for a good deed. And he would always start his day by filling the bird feeders up. And he would always try to compliment a stranger, telling someone their hair looked nice today. Just doing some kind of little good deed